Welcome back to Life is Strange.
Wait, hold on. Don't you mean life is hella strange, yo?
Yes, life is
Stranger things have been said.
Life is Tumblr, like ER says in his videos. But anyway...
Oh my god, sometimes this does feel like what would happen if Tumblr made a video game. For better or for worse.
Life is cringe.
I don't know, if
Oh
you
my
look in the
God.
right places, Tumblr's kind of funny.
Oh my god, Jack
Hold on.
Nicholson, what are you doing?
So this is Warren, Max's male friend. Hello? Sorry, running late. I meet you in the lot. Looking cool. You'll see. My camera will be ready. See you shortly. I hope so. By the way, guess what? Max is a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes franchise. And he's going, and trust me, the game will make sure to remember you a lot, because his catchphrase in this game is, "Let's go ape."
Oh, I thought you were going to say his catchphrase was "damn you all to hell."
To hell,
Okay,
yeah.
I better get to
Maybe he says that when he's stressed.
That would be better, actually. Anyway, okay, another comment is that you can, as the story progresses, you can take a look at Max's diary, and she basically, again, it serves as your recap mechanic, basically, if you need a little recap of what's been happening. And she will also offer her own commentary on what's been happening. I'm not going to read any of this crap because, to be perfectly honest with you, most of this stuff is so inane. Sometimes you'll get some cringe stuff, a cringy movie reference here and there, but that's about it. It's a lot of text though, so I'm just not gonna bother. Anyway,
Again,
I like this dialogue with this dude too. Come on, Pedro, speak. Thank you.
Yo, Justin.
Check out the Max. Come to Thrash.
Thrash? You mean stage diving or...
You're such a poser. If you can't even name a simple nose slide or a tray flip, you should walk on.
Well, he hasn't left the Tony Hawk game here.
So, let's rewind.
I don't skate.
You're such a poser, Shiroi.
Yeah, it's like, I swear, he just exudes, I really like the Tony Hawk games.
Hey,
Maybe.
Hey,
There we go.
hello, Jova. Come here to. Hello, fellow kid, Jova. Come here to Thrash.
Come to Thrash?
I came to no slides.
I came to no slide.
But I'd love to see somebody do a tree flip.
You're sick. You're not a poser.
Wait. So the fact that she can say tray flip and no slide automatically proves she's not a poser?
What do you want?
You are right that you can look up those terms, right? That doesn't necessarily prove that she's,
I'd love to see
this fucking game.
Okay, to be fair, the fact that she didn't look it up on the fly, as far as he knows, probably tells him that she at least knows some stuff. Since, obviously, common sense dictates that if she didn't know the stuff, she would have looked it up on her smartphone, which she doesn't.
I guess.
Not really.
Too bad. It's nice to have the females on board too. Rachel, Amber, and her punk friends love skating with us.
Yeah,
This game sure likes to bring up Rachel Amber a lot.
Yeah, basically, Shiro, the idea behind Rachel Amber is that she was incredibly beloved by everybody here at the Academy. Even though she doesn't show up at any point in the game because she's missing, we learn a lot by... Okay, this is one of those cases where the character exists in the story, but we're always being told to people from people who knew her. So it's one of those cases where it's this kind of character. The game creates her character not by having her in the story, but by us learning about her through secondhand testimony. So it's one of those cases. So it's one of those cases where it's kind of like that time, one of those situations where you're learning about, oh, this awesome, cool person that I once knew, and you're learning about that, and you get this idea in your head. So the game is trying to go for that type of character building.
That's fine.
The problem is, the prequel's gonna take a big dump on this. But go on, Jova.
Okay, great.
Okay, to be fair, I feel like the game was kind of building up towards what the prequel was going with. Mind you, that does not excuse the execution of said prequel, but basically, sure, in TV tropes
Hi,
turn.
Brooke.
Believe it or not, my choices will make Brooke somewhat important. So, yeah, is that legal?
I'd love to. I love planes and balloons and...
This is neither. Do you know what a drone really is?
a weapon, right?
Fucking
You read too many
please.
conspiracy sites.
Okay,
This might be
I'm
too
sorry.
complicated for
No, like, come on, Max.
Warren said you were smart. Please.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with Brooke on this one. I thought you were supposed to be smart.
Okay, look. I can get maybe not knowing exactly what a drone is back in
I'm almost sure
2015,
Warren
but
has the same
a
back. It
weapon?
looks a bit
Really?
Go
honest-
go on, Jova. You were saying?
What? Basically, Shuri in TV.
No, go on.
May I?
No, go on.
Basically, Shuri, in TV tropes terms, Rachel Amber is essentially the ghost of the story. She is the character who is referred to, but is never actually shown on screen. And again,
Yeah.
there is something of a narrative reason for this. That said, the actual results in Life is Strange Before the Storm are,
Yeah, it's big. See the thing.
they are interesting, to say the least.
See the thing is, Jova. Remember, the prequel was made by Deck 9, so as Dontnod never had, as far as we were aware, at least any intention of actually showing how Rachel actually was, because the idea was to, I guess at least, was to build her up via people who knew her, not so much actually. Go on.
Oh, perfect. You brought up Deck 9. Now I can elaborate on what I meant about this franchise's reputation earlier. See, when the first Life is Strange game came out, for the most part, people really liked it back when it was...
Hell, it was
bit by
awarded.
bit.
Like the Blasi, it was a big winner at the Game Awards. It won a lot of BAFTAs.
Now, mind you, even back then, there were some bouts that were split, although admittedly nowadays this game has a much more divisive reputation, but for reasons that I can kind of get, this game was like the bee's knees back then. So, then came the prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm. That is where problems officially began for this franchise's reputation, because... Again, while not everyone hates Before the Storm was incredibly divisive upon release from what I can recall.
Yeah.
And again, like this game is even more so nowadays. That was Deck 9's entry into the franchise, and it was not good.
It feels
So
more
you
like
think that
fan
would be it?
fiction rather than an actual, entry in the Life is Strange series, to be honest with you.
So you think that would be it for Deck 9? They really screwed up? That's it, no more chances. And it would have been like that until Dontnod themselves screwed up the franchise even more with Life is Strange 2.
Dontnod. Yeah.
And oh boy, look, we'll get to that game's roasting its own time. I'll just let you know, utter train wreck that game was.
Yep.
So bad that they booted out Dontnod and brought back in Deck 9, and now Deck 9 have made quite possibly the best overall received of the games, Life is Strange 3 True Colors.
Yeah, the 3 is not actually in the name, but if you look at the PC version's executable file, it says Life is Strange 3, so apparently it was going to have that name at some point.
Like I said, here's the other irony. Despite this game being started by a once beloved publisher, they had a fall so dark that it took the B team essentially having to save the franchise.
But yeah, one of the cool things about the rewind mechanic is that, unlike, say, the Cage game, you can always rewind and go back and see what the other dialogue choices lead to. So basically, you can always rewind it if you're not happy with a specific dialogue outcome. You could just rewind and redo it.
Admit, this is something that I wish more games like this had.
Also, complete character model reuse. I'm not kidding. That girl right there that's lying on the floor, she's the exact same model as this blonde girl.
Oh my god. My old
There's cloning going on in Blackwell Academy, apparently.
That or they're twins, I guess.
You were saying?
It's either clones or twins.
Yes, Dibs?
Get out of my sunlight.
That's why I said twins.
Okay.
No, I mean, I go again. I do wish that more choice-based games allowed more of an immediate rewind feature like this, as opposed to sometimes having to just, exit the game and re-enter in case you want to see the different dialogue bouts here and there.
I do put my sketches on Facebook, though.
Ah, yes. Remember when Facebook was popular?
To be fair, it still kind of is, although...
Just with the weirdest of
You'd be
people.
too ashamed. Now,
Yeah.
I have to get back
And
to
now, some people even call it meta, because the owner of Facebook okay, there was some context behind that, but it's weird.
Facebook owned Facebook, but then Facebook, who owned Facebook, changed their name to Meta, so now Meta own Facebook.
But Facebook still own Facebook.
Brilliant.
Meta own Facebook, sure.
But they're Facebook with a name change, so Facebook still owns Facebook.
Ooh, Victoria Vortex.
Change your name, you don't call them the old.
Vortex.
Club.
Take a shot every time we've said Facebook within the last 30 seconds.
Let me explain that. Basically, remember the snooty British? Sorry, it's not snooty British. Remember the snooty rich girl, Victoria? Well,
Yeah.
turns out both her and some other of the snooty, terrible personality students have their own club called the Vortex Club. It's literally, Shiroi, the nasty student club, basically. And they have their own parties and all that shit. And apparently, Shiroi, they're also a proper official school club that does their own stuff and shit. Like parties and stuff like that. So, there you go, Shiroi. Like, an official school-recognized club for the nasty students to hang out.
Beautiful.
What did they lie and tell them the club was for?
The rich folks, I guess. Hey, Evan.
Evan's portfolio always looks so uber pro.
Uber pro.
You could have just said pro.
But Shiroi, that's not hip enough.
You're worthy of it, Max.
Okay, look.
You have to answer a
Again.
simple question. Who photographed the
Okay,
famous
I can
pose
get
of-
what they're trying to do sounding real, and I do get the feeling that people did give this dialogue leeway back when this game first came out because, they were trying, and, it's its own world, and I will give it credit, this is a very immersive world at the
My,
start.
This quiet child knows things.
That said, I still do...
You're
That
a
said, I
kindred
still do
spirit,
have to
Max.
absolutely
Would you
roast
care
it
for
for just
perusal
how
of my
silly
portfolio?
this dialogue
It's
is.
not a privilege I grant to many.
I'd be honored.
Yes, as you can see, only the most brilliant of photographers know this and that.
Oh yeah. By the record, that was a totally blind guess, by the way. I could totally rewind and re-answer it if I got it wrong, but I actually blind guessed that one.
That's one of the few ones that you can get right without having to rewind time, I see.
Well, most of them you can. It's usually scripted conversations from the main campaign that usually have some kind of thing about that.
Best with my eye.
The music for this game was done by French composer Jonathan Morali.
You were close.
He also did Life is Strange
Sister in
2.
arms. She
Yeah, he did
understood
Life is
me.
Strange. He
Never
didn't do.
judged me.
He didn't do.
I hated the Vortex Club clique,
No,
but
Deck 9 has
never
their own
asked what she
composer.
cared.
What's this? Was Rachel a part of the Vortex
Nothing
Club?
good, Max. Nothing good.
More like a cult than what the game would go.
But Pedro, I thought the Vortex Club were only the bad kids, but our sweet and innocent Rachel was part of them? What could be the answer for this, I wonder?
Yep. Alright, so now on...
Is this the scene?
What scene? Oh, the fuck your selfie one, yes. Now we'll go... Okay, so...
My favorite bit of bad dialogue in this game.
Alright, to refocus back into the story. Okay.
Go to my room and
Oh,
check
actually-
Warren's flash drive.
Yeah, thanks, Max. Thanks. I was literally about to say that. Thanks.
Thankfully, Warren here is one of the better characters.
Oh, that's the thing. Warren is an incredible simp for Max. Thing is, I have no fucking clue what he sees in Max because Max is about as interesting as a loaf of bread. So as a result, Jova, I'm gonna try to see if I can ship him with Brooke, his classmate.
Fantastic. And by myself reading. Pretty soon I'll be back.
God, that girl looks like she's seen some crazy
You're
crap.
better off reading chick lit.
Okay, guys,
Feel excused.
I'm an old fart. You guys have to explain this to me. What the fuck does that thing mean? What the fuck does chicklit mean? What?
I'm guessing she means
Pedro,
chick
I have no
literature.
idea.
I'm gonna guess she means chick literature.
Oh, that's
Chicklit.
Okay.
I'm reading chicklit. So what? So what's like if it's a guy's literature? Is it like bro lit? Like
Okay.
dudelet.
dudelit?
Okay. So, Pedro, you've heard the term of the chick flick, right?
Sorry. I really have to find
No,
out.
I know
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
what chick is.
Ah,
No. What I mean is, like, imagine a chick flick, but a book. That's probably what.
Oh, right.
It is.
I guess. Okay, actually, I should explain this. This is also a running gag of this game. Alyssa is constantly getting things knocked on her head. So, fortunately, we can Oh, here we go. There you go, Shirai. Here's the scene.
Oh, goody.
Hello, everybody. This is the most, like, probably the most infamous scene of the game.
Even Mark, Mr. Jefferson, falls for your wave hipster bullshit.
Oh, like, you're much better, Regina George.
You could barely even say that. I guess you got your meds filled.
Mean Girls, Life is Strange edition.
Hold on.
Since you know all the answers, I guess you have to find another way into the dorm. We ain't moving.
I'll just
Hold on.
on your hand.
Hold on, Shirai. Wait for it.
So original. Don't worry, Max. I'll put a vintage filter on it right before I post it all over social medias. Now, why don't you go fuck your selfie?
Ladies and gentlemen, the game just reached the pinnacle of cringe.
I mean, there's plenty of room for me to walk around the left of you. Also, I could stand on your stuff on the right.
Shirai, right? It's so obvious.
Like, I can just walk all over you. Is that better?
Don't you see, Shirai? That wouldn't be Wile Coyote complicated enough.
Shirai, why don't you just go fuck your selfie?
I don't take selfies.
Again. I really do have to think in the mindset of a gamer back in 2015 to understand why this game was as popular as it was. And again, I can kind of get it. Again, I really do feel like the main draw of this game is a certain relationship for a lot of folk and how that one is portrayed. And to be fair, the gameplay is still good. I'm trying to remember if the dialogue got praised back then, though.
I've also long since run out of fucks to give, so where do we go from here?
Basically, what people really related to back in the day, from what I can tell, Jova, was the relationship between Max and Chloe, for as much as it baffles me, but again, I don't want to go into a rant about that right now.
That one, yeah.
And
I'm trying to remember
I'm not kidding.
If there's any other big one.
They really liked the teenage angle because they thought it was really relatable to them. Clearly, I am very, very, out of tune with today's teenagers, apparently. Because I find this utterly, like, even alienating as a former teenager, to be honest with you, because I've never met anyone who even acts or remotely talks like this.
I wonder if this has to do with a similar case to how I do feel like why the relationship between Max and Chloe was well received back in the day. I wonder if this was due to, like, lack of exposure. By that I mean there was a lack to this sort of niche about teenager life simulators. Like, well, because, don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of video games that have had teenagers as the protagonists.
The Persona series, I mean, like The World Ends With You, which also came out before this one.
However, in terms of, being a teenager life simulator, I don't think that there were as many back in the time, so for a lot of people, this felt like a breath of fresh air before we got more games like this, essentially.
Honestly, Java, if that's indeed the case, all I have to say to 2015 people is, you guys need to play more visual novels then. Like, this kind of stuff is all over visual novels.
She deserved it.
Yes, she absolutely
Oh, she did. Oh, she did. So Victoria, how's your... do you honestly give a fuck selfie now? You know what, I can't even... you know what, the fuck your selfie line is so stupid, I can't even make a joke about it. Jova, help me.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that dialogue writes the joke itself.
I know, right? I'm trying to somehow make fun of the joke, but somehow I can't come up with something even worse,
What do you want, Max?
Okay, so make fun of her or comfort her? What do you guys think?
Why not both?
Let's make fun of her.
Don't say a word, Max.
Oh, wait, hold that pose. And no filter needed before I post this. Now please move. I've had a messed up day and I'm going to my room.
You do that?
Bitch, please move.
So does Nathan.
We live in the same building.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. now I have to get to my room, then see more.
Alright. However, since I like trying to stay in character with these games, let's actually, comfort her.
Stay in character. What character? Like,
well, good point, but
I'm sorry. That's
still.
an awesome cashmere coat.
okay, to this credit, I'm not saying this in the sense that Max is a bland character yet, mind you. We will get to that point, but I do feel like the idea with this is to sort of shape Max's character the way that you see her, so...
Basically... sorry.
I will give the game leeway that at this point we wouldn't know enough about Max to decide which is in character for her.
Yeah, basically she's trying to comfort her, but see, I look at some of your photos, and your photos look really great. Very Richard Avedon-esque. I'm guessing that's a famous photographer, I don't know.
Also, I kind of agree with the option, because I think the paint was punishment
Sorry
enough.
about blocking you
Sure,
in.
yeah.
And the go fuck your selfie.
Oh, and look, she actually apologizes.
No, but that's the thing. She apologized for the insulting aspect of it. She didn't actually apologize for making such a terrible joke. Because honestly, I'm more offended by the joke itself rather than the insult part of it, to be honest with you. Like, if you want to...
that's fair.
I would rather you tell me to go fuck myself than tell me to go fuck myself. And now I genuinely consider that offensive to me. You can tell me to fuck off, but don't tell me to fuck myself. And now that I consider offensive. Genuinely, you are offending me.
Like, here's the thing, like, well, going into the point of, the
guys,
selfie remark,
Rad Ram.
No
Go on.
hell am I ever going in here?
But yeah, I mean, going to the point of making it about a selfie makes it loop from insult to just utter bafflement, confusion, right down to, I'm sorry, am I the one you should be making fun of, or are you making fun of yourself by making such a ludicrous remark? Like, let's be honest right now. If somebody tried to use that as an insult, they would likely be the ones who end up getting laughed at more so.
Someone wrote on Kate's board, like on her, "We'll bang for Jesus." Huh.
Okay. So here's another issue I do have.
Peace symbol.
I get it. Teenagers and kids can be cruel. But the way this story goes about it, you'd think that every single one on campus, aside from a rare select few, Satan's children.
Yes, Jova. The good old lazy writer's trick. How do I make people like my character? Simple. I turn everybody else into an asshole.
Oh, boy.
Sad. I
mean, we haven't seen that many assholes. People being a little bit snooty.
Oh, sure. I was more so commenting on Jova's comment. It's like it's
most people we've run into so far have been dicks needlessly.
Okay, and yeah, look at that. See, yep, Max is as bland as that drawing implies. Yes, thank you, game. See, even the game itself is kind of like Max even said when she drew that. That's me, a blank slate. Yeah, see, the game itself is admitting that its protagonist is bland.
Now, admittedly, maybe this was intentional because, again, you, the player, are supposed to form how her character is with the choices you make and whatnot.
And trust me, Jova, they're going to take that concept to the most ridiculous extreme when it comes to writing the protagonist of Life is Strange 2. But again, we'll talk about that. What was I? Yeah. Okay. But here's the interesting thing, Shirai, and Whips. I actually hate Max for at this point I'm kind of indifferent to Max because I find her bland so far. However, we're going to start to get to a point where I'm genuinely going to have to start having reasons to genuinely dislike her. I think you'll find it funny. No, not in the way you're thinking of right now, Shirai. Trust me.
I'm not thinking anything. I have no clue.
You know the whole "fuck your selfie" thing that Victoria said.
Yeah.
Max is about to say something that's equally or maybe even more offensive to me. But go on, Joe.
Anyway, you may have skirted over it, but basically Max got an email from her mother's... a text from her mother. Oh my god! Joel was your dad?
In a great fight.
But no,
Kristen and
basically,
Fernando were so
since we went with
grumpy
the
and
option
being
where
like,
she tells the principal, Max's mother sends a text saying that the principal says that she was telling tall tales about Nathan with a gun.
Yeah, the principal's an asshole, as you can
I
see.
am
Camera
so
porn?
excited. Look at these vintage beauties.
Somebody actually named the site where they sell
Mine makes
cameras
me
as
laugh.
camera porn.
It's nice to feel like I already
I
made a
could.
friend here.
I am. So, is this how you go fuck your selfie? With camera
Oh,
porn?
Yeah, baby.
Yes, it probably is.
Allow me. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, do you also get sexually aroused by the very presence of a camera? Well, look no further here. We have a site called camera porn.
Hey girl, I borrowed your drives so you can watch some flicks while I study. Wait, while you study? Why are you watching movies while you study? How do you even concentrate with that?
No. To be fair... Oh,
Great.
never mind,
Now I
actually.
have
She
to
does
look
say
at the
that she's
flash drive
watching
from
stuff
Dana's
while
room.
she studies.
Yeah, she does. Okay, don't get me wrong. I understand background noise while you study, but usually you do music for that, not so much movies.
There
Well,
are
there
some
are
people...
plenty of nothing
gift
movies
certificate.
that you could put on.
She sure
I
knows how to
guess.
have
Like
birthday
like
hat.
Biodome.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, Shiroi. The movies that Warren puts in, they're all B schlock sci-fi stuff. You know, old.
Maybe he uses them as background noise then, because they're B tier stuff.
I don't know. I can think of better background noise movies than that,
It's
but
not
I guess.
exactly pretty and
B
pink.
movie.
Ah, Pretty in
Those are
Pink.
good.
Ah, I like that movie. Okay, thanks, game.
Sweet. Oh wait, are you going to show the line where she says the incredibly unrealistic matter about you know what?
Oh wait, I just forgot. Never mind, Shiroi. It's in the next part where Max is going to offend me personally. So.
As a Square Enix fan, no
Morgan
doubt.
left me a little
Yes, that line that you're thinking of right now, Joe. Yes.
Oh goody.
Well, for now, this is certainly a university dorm room.
Yep.
Oh boy, Cannibal Holocaust and Ultra Vixens. Now that sounds like a movie I'd download.
God, Joe, you're such a game nerd.
As much as the character who was suggesting it in this note.
It's like in shows where you get two people who are really into the same thing and they ask each other questions for ages to see like who's the bigger fan or not.
So who are you gonna have play Warren, Pedro?
Me as well. I already read some of his lines earlier in the phone. Don't worry, Joe. I mean, you already. I had Dwebs play Kate, and that's about it, really. I don't think there's any other major characters that speak to her on the messages. So.
Oh, look at that! Just like the protagonist of Beyond Two Souls, she's also good on the guitar.
Yeah.
Let me sing my feelings.
Does she hit someone with the guitar?
No. Sorry,
That
those.
would be cool.
That would be cool.
Sorry, Dwebs. Sorry, Dwebs. This isn't No Straight Roads.
Oh my God, Shiroi, you just said it would be cool if she hit someone with her guitar. That's exactly the kind of thing Beavis and Butthead would think is cool.
But you smash guitars, so
I
might as
guess.
well hit a person while you're at it.
I guess. In the meantime, Dana, that girl that took well, not Dana, actually, it's a different one. The point is that girl is apparently frustrated, so in the next part, we're going to see exactly what's up with that. So, see you then.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right.